August 25th of 1530. On December 4th of 1533, Ivan's father died, and immediately after, when Ivan was only 3 years old, he became Prince of Moscow. His mother ruled until 1538, and she died, allegedly of poison. The deaths of both parents led Ivan to be king of Moscow. Ivan was stuck in a tower until he was fully able to take the throne. As a child, Ivan became gruesome and did mean things as a child, such as throw helpless animals out of the window. On January of 1547, Ivan was crowned Tsar and Grand Prince of all of Russia. Anastasia Romanov was brought to the Kremlin as Ivan's inspection along with many other brides. Ivan selected Anastasia as his wife. They were married, and in 1547, Anastasia gave birth to six children before she died. Ivan suspected that the Russian warriors had killed her, and they got tortured and were exiled because of that. After Anastasia's death, Ivan had workers build the St. Basil's Cathedral, and after they finished, Ivan blinded the workers so they could never build such a beautiful sight again. Ivan had loved his palace very dearly. During the St. Basil's Cathedral making, the Livonian War started. In 1558, he went to war to try to take over land. Russia was first victorious in defeating the Russian Knights. The war dragged on, and in 1582, they came to an armistice. Peter murdered his only available heir in 1581, and by the time of March 18, 1584, Ivan passed away. On June 9th of 1672, Peter the Great was born. Ivan V was ruling until 1696 when he died. After that, Peter became Tsar of all Russia. Peter was handed a very severely poor nation. He started to modernize and westernize. During his reign, Peter used extensive reforms in an attempt to establish all of Russia. Peter focused on development of science and educating his people. He westernized and modernized the Russian alphabet, introduced the Julian calendar, and established the first Russian newspaper. Besides modernizing, Peter made an army and expanded land. Peter acquired territory in Estonia, Lavintia, and Finland. Peter also established St. Petersburg on the Neva River. Peter married twice and had many children, who many died at infancy. The eldest son, Alexis, was convicted of high treason by his father and was secretly exiled in 1718. Peter the Great died on February 8th of 1725 without any heir to the throne. Catherine the Great. Catherine II was born on 1729 and married into the royal family. empress consort of all of Russia when her husband Peter II ascended to the throne. Catherine made a plan that forced Peter to step down after 6 months on the throne and became empress on July 9th of 1762. Concerned about being overthrown, Catherine sought to please the military and the church. She called troops and promoted and gifted those who had her back. Despite being a religious skeptic, she also gave the church back all the land that Peter had took. At the time of Catherine's rule, she sought to change negative opinion and so expanding education opportunities and the arts. Catherine established boarding schools for girls and noble families from St. Petersburg. Catherine was very passionate about art, the arts, and sponsored many cultural projects. She built a theater in St. Petersburg. She even wrote a few liberals. In mid-November of 1796, Catherine was found unconscious on the floor of her bathroom. It was thought that at the time she had a stroke, and she died on November 17th of 1796. On May 6th of 1868, Nicholas II was born. In 1894, Alexander, his father, died, and Nicholas took over the throne. Nicholas felt hardly up to the task of the throne. On January 5th, 1905, Father George led a peaceful demonstration of workers to St. Petersburg. The demonstration showed Nicholas to improve working concentration. Nicholas felt threatened and opened fire on the demonstration, killing thousands, and that becoming the famous Russian Bloody Sunday. Peasants all over Russia increased tension. In July 28, 1914, World War I started. At the beginning, Russian armies performed poorly, and Nicholas thought it would be a good idea to take over and be the general, commander-in-chief, so he could take control directly and have a better reputation. This attempt failed miserably. On March 18, 1917, he abducted the throne, and he got exiled to jail in the Urals, along with his family. On 1918, the Bolsheviks murdered Nicholas and his family in Yeltsinburg, and that is Imperial Russia.